What's your emergency?
Welcome back to That Weewoo Show, a podcast where we watch and discuss episodes of the ABC show 911. I'm Ellen.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Bex.
And as we say every week, thank you so much to everyone who's been listening to our season 5 episodes and sharing our social media posts and leaving comments. Thank you so much for doing that. We are coming up towards the end of season 5. But before we talk about this episode, we were way too busy last week talking about last week's episode that we forgot to mention that it's actually been 2 years since we started doing this podcast. Can you believe that?
Yeah, happy 2-year anniversary, guys.
Yeah, happy 2 years. Amazing. And we're almost actually up to 100 episodes of the podcast as well.
Oh my God, really?
So,
that's crazy.
yeah, I think we're in the 80s at the moment, so we're coming up on it probably in the middle of season 6 when we get there. But
wow,
yeah,
Very
2 whole
cool.
years. Good job, us. Pat myself on the back there.
It does not seem like 2 years.
It doesn't at all.
I know. All right, let's get on with season 5 then. So, Alice, you want to remind us what happened last week?
Yeah, last week on 911, the dispatch centre burnt down. Bobby saved May, Chimney saved Albert, Eddie rediscovered his love of firefighting, and Claudette mysteriously died on the way to hospital under Monday's supervision. I don't like Mondays.
Dun, dun, dun.
This week we're going to pick up that last thread that Alice mentioned in her summary, because the summary says, after a mysterious death, Hen and Chimney put their lives in danger when they suspect that someone is playing God to make themselves look like a hero. Meanwhile, Eddie visits Texas, where he attempts to reconcile with his father. And our triggers for this week include children at threat, child doing CPR, heart attack while driving, that's all one emergency, kidnapping, needles, non-consensual drugging/drug use, very, very quick reference to spiders, webs, and then unethical journalism, which... is it? We can discuss that
we'll
later.
We'll get to that, yeah.
We'll get there. Unrelated, I'm wearing my I Support Women's Rights and Wrongs t-shirt.
Oh, that is absolutely related.
Well, I wonder why you're wearing that this week.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Mystery.
And I guess we'll find out as we go through, but this is another one of those episodes where the theme is really like smacking you in the face the entire time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it is called Hero Complex.
Yes.
So before we get started, we will just mention that we are coming up to the end of season 5. This is the second last episode, and next week we'll be discussing the finale. So if anyone has any feedback or comments about season 5 that they'd like to send us to include in our wrap-up episode, now is the time. Like, we probably have, when this episode is published and between now and when we actually record the wrap-up episode, will probably only be like less than a week. So if you're hearing this now and you have things to send us about season 5, please do it right away. Otherwise we may end up running out of time for that. But that's if the next few weeks go according to plan, because sometimes it doesn't.
Which rarely happens, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you miss the window, send your thoughts in anyway. We always love hearing what you think. And this is your chance to give us your feedback on season 5 of the show and or season 5 of the podcast and overall. Tell us what you liked about season 5, what you didn't like about season 5, your favourites, episodes, favourite characters, and your suggestions for our seasonal Fuck, Marry, Kill game.
Yes.
Which unfortunately this season will include Jonah. I'm very sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, it's got to include Monday.
Well, I think we know which one he's going to be after this episode. Yeah. Anyway, let's go straight to what Jonah's up to. I didn't realise this was Jonah, this kid, until the reveal at the end kind of thing. I was like,
No, but I think
this
that's
nice little boy.
I think that's the point. We're meant to think that it's an ordinary emergency and we're expecting the 118 to rock up when the bus crashes, and instead it's this child who steps up. Although I think, having come off last week's episode, it is you can kind of guess that it is Jonah. I think it's really interesting that we start the episode with this little flashback because it puts the audience in a situation where we know more than the characters. And I wonder how the episode would have played out if we didn't get this little clip until after Hen revealed that Jonah had a childhood, Jonah was a childhood hero, and then we actually see this play out. It's an interesting narrative choice to put it at the beginning of the episode, and I wonder why they chose to do it like this, just from a story construction perspective.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I guess so we quotation marks understood him straight away, but yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, it does kind of give away the whole thing, right up front.
I thought the kid that played baby Jonah was young Sheldon for a few minutes.
I did too.
So I looked it up.
Yeah, I did exactly the same thing. I'm like, is that him? It just had that, I don't know if it, just the open-eyed kind of precociousness, you know?
Yes. Okay, good. I'm glad it wasn't just me then.
No, I did thought it was like a younger version
of him. Young Sheldon, yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it would have been around the right age, right? Because that was only filmed. This is only a few years ago.
2022, I think.
All right, so young Sheldon is going to school. He's going to the STEM Academy, which is even more feels a bit more Sheldon-y.
So not only is he a child hero, he is also incredibly intelligent in his own regard.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
Well, if he got into this fancy school, then I guess.
Yeah, but all the other kids seem to be assholes and not so smart, so...
You can be smart and be an arsehole. In fact, I would argue that at this age, if you are incredibly precocious, you are probably going to be an arsehole.
Yeah.
True.
Some Green Day starts playing and I'm like, wow, they splashed out for the music this week. And then it turns out that it's what he's listening to. Young Jonah is listening to it on his headphones.
Yeah, which made me for 1 second think that we'd flashed all the way back to the 90s, but no, he's just retro and listening to Green Day even though it's early 2000s.
Oh. Isn't that... Oh no, the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember how long ago was my adolescence. Long ago. Yeah. And he's drawing a sketch of some guy getting his head chopped off, which is delightful. But, kids that age are a bit weird anyway, so okay.
Yeah. Apparently it is a drawing of the French Revolution, and it is specifically of a guy being beheaded with a guillotine. So it's interesting because it's smart drawing. So he's not just drawing people being killed. It's people being killed, but it's stuff that he's probably learning at school, and he knows the correct use for the guillotine and how to pronounce it. But it also sets him up as a bit of a weirdo because there's this cute girl that got on the bus and she's trying to strike up a conversation with him. But when he starts talking about guillotines and the fact that sometimes when you decapitate somebody, it happens so fast that the body takes a few seconds to catch up and continues to move.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy.
Okay, that's too much for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Red flag.
Big red flag. Interesting.
Child, I'm not even allowed to drink coffee yet. What are you doing?
And after he said he was explaining that, I'm like, oh my God, is someone going to be decapitated and their body flailing around? What the hell is happening here? But no, the bus drives off, and instead of that, the bus driver starts having a heart attack.
the bus driver looks like he is 2 seconds away from death anyway. It's like the oldest bus driver known to man. He is probably, he's been around as long as buses have been around. So it's not surprising that, his heart gives out.
The bus driver really should learn how to step on the brake when he's not feeling well. But no, he just keeps driving while not feeling well.
Yeah, we get the, clutching at the chest, clutching at the arm. He, slams his foot on the accelerator just to make it more fun, sideswipes cars, almost crashes into a delivery van before hurtling straight into a pergola in the middle of a public park.
Yep.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like any of the kids are hurt.
Yeah, despite the fact that the driver has his seatbelt on, he somehow manages to get thrown out of his seat and land in the aisle of the bus.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Well, they need him on the ground so that the kid can do CPR. I don't think the kids would be smart enough.
He could have taken his seatbelt off and flailed onto the ground.
No, but
it's
literally 1 second the seatbelt is it's continuity. 1 minute the seatbelt, 1 second the seatbelt is there. They cut away, they cut back, and he's flying across the bus. I'm like,
right.
Okay, maybe you should just not have put the seatbelt on him to start with.
Yep.
The kids are wondering if he's dead.
Most of the kids have just bailed out the back of the school bus, except for our French revolutionist and his cute, the girl that he's got his eye on, who go against the flow of traffic to come up to the bus driver. And the boy says, I think he's having a heart attack, and orders one of the other kids to call 911 and then starts doing chest compressions.
Yeah, he's very good. He takes charge,
He is better than season 1 Buck.
At compressions?
Yeah, remember season 1 Buck was double time and we're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
At least Jonah knows how to count.
Yeah. And then as soon as Holding Out for a Hero starts to play, I'm like, oh, this is Jonah, isn't it? The girl is like, he's alive, you saved him.
Yes, because the boy's CPR was effective enough that not only did he keep the blood flowing until paramedics got there, but he managed to wake the bus driver up before paramedics got there.
Yeah, managed to wake him up from a heart attack. It's pretty impressive.
What a hero.
Yeah.
And so we get this kid goes from being the weird kid who everybody sort of looks sideways at to being lauded as a hero. He comes to the back of the bus and all of the kids start clapping and cheering. He gets a pat on the back from the paramedic and he kind of looks stunned because I don't think he's ever had this level of attention before.
No. It's very much like one of those Reddit stories that's and then they all clapped at the end. I'm like, is this just his memory of it, or is this actually what happened?
This really happened. Yeah, maybe this is from Jonah's point of view, and he just remembers that everyone clapped in the school bus, but it didn't actually happen that way. Because we do, at the end of this, we do flash directly to Jonah, being a hero in the future. So
yeah,
but he did get given the keys to the city.
Yeah, so you can't dispute the fact that he did a interview he did a on-camera interview with the local news about it. He obviously did print interviews as well. He got given the key of the city, so that's sort of indisputable. But yeah, the coming out of the back of the bus and everybody applauding, maybe that is just what Jonah thought happened. But yeah, so we go through this entire montage and we don't definitively find out that it is Jonah until we see the kid being given the key to the city and a giant check for $50,000 for college fund. And it has the name Jonah Greenway written across the plaque and the check.
Yeah.
And interestingly, every single time we see Jonah being interviewed, being applauded, the smile on his face gets bigger and bigger and bigger as he's just lapping up all the attention.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah.
And the last one that we see, sort of young Jonah, is he's being presented the check, and it's in front of press, so there's cameras and there's flashes going off, and they use the flash to transition from young Jonah to current Jonah, who is still having his photo taken, except this time it's selfies with a bunch of hot women who are fawning over him. And sort of they're asking him, like, what's it like being a hero? He's just like, it's freaking awesome.
Ugh.
It's funny because, like, that's it. Like, we haven't seen that much of Jonah, but we've seen a bit, and, like, none of it has seemed like that.
No, this is the first time he's been like this, really.
Yeah.
Like, he's been quite self-assured and everything, but he hasn't been a complete arsehole until this episode.
Mm.
But anyway, maybe we just didn't see enough of him to get that side of him.
I think that's the idea, that he's been, for want of a better term, he's like been masking throughout all of the episodes that we've seen. Like, there's been little glimmers of this personality poking through, but now that we as the audience know kind of what he's done and where he's come from, we're seeing him in his full glory.
Yeah, like before you felt a bit sorry for him because he wanted Hen to like him and she just didn't.
Yeah.
But it does, by the end of this episode, it does feel a little bit like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like when someone has a hunch in a story and it turns out to be correct and you're like, oh, really? Did you know that? I don't know. It's a narrative like construct that I don't always appreciate. But anyway, in this case, it works pretty well.
Yeah. So Jonah and his awesomeness as a hero take us to the title card. When we come into the episode again, it is after Claudette's funeral, and we see Athena, Bobby, and May returning home.
Yeah, May's feeling very weird about it. Like, Athena's offering tea. Bobby's trying to get May to eat because she didn't eat anything at the reception. May's like, yeah, it just feels weird eating at Claudette's house. And, yeah, May's like, it was my first time going to her house, meeting her family. I'm not sure if she'd ever talked about them. And it's got to be weird for May because she, like, has just seen Claudette as this bully that, made her work life hell. And, like, she had a husband, she had kids, she had a whole family, and May's kind of blaming herself a bit there. She's like, if I hadn't gotten into that argument with her. And Athena's like, no, like, you didn't know the building was going to catch on fire.
Nothing about this is May's fault.
No.
She does feel like it should be somebody's fault, though. And she has one of those... She's still holding on to the program from the funeral, which they used to transition to somebody else who went to the funeral, which was Hen. She's gone over to Chimney's post-funeral, and he's now looking at the funeral program going, what the hell do you do with these things after the funeral's over?
Yeah, I've just got an awkward drawer that has some in it.
Yeah,
which is literally what Hen says. You
house.
throw them in a drawer and then you throw them out 5 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like one of the a family member, and you go with your family and everyone takes one, and then it's just like, well, I feel awkward throwing it out, but do we really need like 12 copies of this at the one house?
Yeah.
Chim mentions the elephant in the room, which is like, why did Hen go to the funeral anyway?
So Chim didn't go, but Hen did.
But because, like, we've gone from season 1, you don't go past the glass doors, to now we attend the funerals.
Yeah.
Of everybody who's died on our watch.
Yeah, he's like, we've lost people before, but we never went to their funeral. But the reason that Hen went to the funeral was that she thought there was she had some questions about Claudette's death. So she went to the funeral to try and get some answers.
Yeah, I don't know what
Snoop.
answers she was going to get at the funeral.
She'd gone into like PI mode and decided to go to a funeral to find out.
You can't go to the wake unless you've gone to the funeral. So she couldn't just rock up at Claudette's house afterwards. So you had to
she
sit
just
through
went
the
to
funeral.
snoop at the house and figured it was locked until after the funeral. So
Or the people would question what she was doing at the wake if she wasn't at the funeral. So it made more sense to go to the funeral than use that as your ticket to get into the house so she can rummage through Claudette's medicine cabinet.
Literally.
Which is what she did.
She mustn't have told Karen what she was doing that day, because Karen would have been there as well with her.
Oh my God.
Snooping through all the things. Especially after the last couple episodes.
So Hen's trying to explain to Chim why she went to the funeral. She said she's got questions that she was trying to get answers from, because what happened to Claudette doesn't make sense. She was fine, then she coded, then she was dead. And Chim's like, we see weird stuff every day. And Hen's like, you know what? I would normally have chalked that up to this being one of the weird things, except for the spiders.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot about the spiders. And Chim's just like, what the fuck are you talking about spiders for?
Yeah, I thought there was something to do with Claudette's death that involved spiders. I was like, what?
Spiders?
What happened with spiders? But yeah, the tarantula.
No, thankfully,
the
Hen and the show put two and two together for us, and they remind us about
for Chim as well, because Chim also wasn't there.
That's right, Chim was not there.
And so he's just like, why the fuck are we talking about spiders?
Because that was another case where Jonah had a patient who was fine as far as Hen was concerned, and then coded after Jonah had spent some time alone with him.
Yeah, which I did not pick up at the time. Although
I
I wondered why the spider bites would have caused him to do that, but I didn't.
It's been
think
so
it was
interesting. Since the beginning of Jonah's introduction, every time he's had some form of medicine in his hand, Alice and I have been giving him immediate side eye. Because, like, even right back in that first episode with the paraglider, and he's like, I'm going to give you some morphine to, deal with your pain. And I'm like, is that actually morphine? Is this one of the guys that he's going to kill? I couldn't remember how many victims there were.
Yeah, I don't think he'd had any actual deaths in LA though yet. Like, he'd managed to save all the people he'd drugged.
Except for Claudette.
Except for Claudette.
Yeah.
But God bless Chim, he's immediately on board. He's picking up what Hen's putting down.
Oh my God, literally. He's like, yes, I'm involved.
Yes.
But yeah, so Hen explains about the spider guy, like, he was stable, blah, blah, blah. And then Hen's like, it's most likely a coincidence. I mean, Claudette had hypertension. Chim's like, how do you know that? And Hen's like, I may have looked through her medicine cabinet. And then pulls out, like, a photo of the prescription bottles and everything. And then she's just like, rah, has gone through all her prescriptions.
I mean, it's a good idea, because then she didn't have to actually steal the prescription bottles, but she does have a note of exactly what the prescription was for, so that they could cross-reference it and try and figure out if anything that she was taking could have caused her to code. Which Chim is like, okay, sure, this kind of medication, high blood pressure, plus smoke inhalation, plus all of the stress, that could cause a cardiac event, except her BP was stable at the scene. And Hen's like, well, how do you know that? And Chim's like, because I know you. And if her vitals hadn't been stable, you would have put her on the first ambulance out of there. She was fine. Because you didn't.
Yeah.
And Hen's like, oh, thank God you believe me. You believe me.
And Chim's like, yes, I believe you. Let's go.
Yeah, I got you, girl. I got you back.
Meanwhile, Eddie is packing for an invisible Chris. Chris is not in this episode at all. I couldn't stop it. Like,
they keep mentioning him, but he never appears.
He's just off screen the whole time.
He gets name dropped, and at this point, I think Gavin has been upgraded to series regular, so his name is in the credits. Yet he does not appear in the episode at all.
He's absolutely not in this episode at all. So Chris is in the bathroom, apparently packing a toothbrush, while Eddie packs the rest of everything. Buck is also for some reason there. Like,
yeah, like it does.
There is
Christopher's
no reason,
not, but Buck is there.
There's no reason why Buck should be there and Christopher is not there. But Buck is there, sitting on Chris's desk and fiddling with Chris's toys. Like, he's literally playing with one of Chris's dinosaurs. He's got a raptor. He keeps, like, making it bite his finger and, like, just fucking around with it the whole time. Chris isn't there, but Buck is, so this is fine.
The other thing I thought was hilarious about this scene was that Eddie puts, like, he goes, I don't know what to take. I'll just take all of it. So he has, like, a small bundle of clothes and he puts them in this giant suitcase and then just zips it up. It's like, why are you taking that huge suitcase when he's only got a few pairs of clothes? It was a weird.
Like, they're going for literally like a night. Like,
yeah, I would just put it in a backpack. Like, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's so funny.
Because it's quite a cute scene.
It's so cute. It's very much an
really
exposition scene. But it's great.
Yeah.
So
yes, so that's why Buck is there, because it doesn't make sense for Eddie to go through all of this exposition with anybody else. Like, we could get half of the exposition.
He could just talk to himself. Like,
yeah.
It's like, I don't know why am I doing the packing for this trip to Texas to talk with my father?
To see my father's retirement party, yeah.
We could get the base information about we're going to Texas, it's my father's retirement party, but the emotional aspect we wouldn't get unless he was talking to Buck.
To Buck. Yeah.
Like when Eddie is running around like a chicken with its head cut off and Buck is just like, why don't you just take a later flight, chill out a little bit, your parents will understand, and Eddie just gives Buck a look. And Buck goes, yeah, right. They should understand, but they're not going to. We couldn't get that if it was any other character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Buck's like, are you sure this is even a good idea? And Eddie's like, no, I have to go. My mum made this huge deal about this party. He worked at the company for 40 years. And Chris is excited to see everyone. He misses them. It's like, does he? Is he excited to see everyone? Because he's not there. Fairly sure Eddie left him on the plane. So yeah, they do the whole exposition thing. So he worked there for 40 years. He was in oil? No, he was a petroleum engineer. He spent his whole life driving across the state, living everywhere but under his own roof with his own family. Wonder where Eddie got certain things from.
I do love this storyline for the Eddie Diaz lore that we get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The therapy has been, really working with Buck because he tries to offer some advice. He goes, listen, there's someone who comes from a screwed up family, and Eddie's very quick to say, my family isn't screwed up. It's
Buck's
just my dad.
Face is great. Buck just like raises his eyebrows. He's like, and Eddie's like, just my dad, okay? It's like, yeah, I've met your mother, but sure. And then he goes, plan is get in, get out without any drama, say congratulations, have some cake, call it a day. And Buck's like, and what about when he starts to get in there and push your buttons? And Eddie's like, there's a hotel 20 minutes away, 3.5 stars. Chris is going to love the pool.
Yeah. I'm assuming that Buck is there to drive them to the airport. I think that's why he's there.
Like that. No, but they've even said they're going to pick up Tia Pepper. Oh, yeah, maybe I guess they're all picking up Tia Pepper.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll go pick up Pepper.
I mean, it is Tia Pepper.
Go
She's just going to look at them and be like, oh, Eddie's boyfriend's driving us to the airport again. That's so nice.
You could imagine that if Eddie showed up in an Uber, like, why didn't you just get Buck to drive you?
Yeah. Where's
Anyways,
Buck today?
that's
why isn't Buck driving?
I think that is the in-universe explanation for why Buck is there. It's the only reason he would be there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, they don't explain
so
that, but I think it's a cute scene. It's funny. It just makes no sense. Speaking of cute and funny,
this scene also makes no sense. Like, it makes sense, I guess, but it's just funny because
no, it does not make sense.
Chim and Hen are not working today, and yet they are at the station house, but they're hiding. And when the truck leaves with all the 118 who are on shift today, they go.
But what about the man behind? Like, I know the whole idea is that, like, the engine truck leaves and so their firehouse is empty, but there's always a man behind. So where is he? Why is he not? He or she not seeing?
Because they're creeping, and they're in stealth mode.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah, they like creep like completely non-suspiciously across the station house and open Bobby's door. Yeah, they go straight to Bobby. Chim says, can't believe you're having us break into Cap's office. And then they go through this like very exposition-y, okay, so what we need to do is we need to find a copy of the paramedic transfer forms that Jonah submitted. I'm like, oh God, do you really need to tell us all about what's happening here? But I mean, it's, I guess, a fast way for them to impart that information. But yeah.
Yeah.
They go through this filing cabinet with lots of paper files. So obviously the LAFD is not paperless. Not yet.
Looks like personnel files are electronic, but incident reports are still done on paper.
Oh, yeah, because the personnel file is on the computer.
I don't know, maybe it's like the paper is what they do sort of directly after the call, and then somehow it gets digitized and put in the system. It also means that they can divide and conquer, so Hen can be looking at something while Chim is looking at something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's wondering how they're going to log into the computer because did Chim become a hacker while he was gone? And Chim's like,
no.
Well, I was living in a basement.
but they're forgetting that Bobby is a boomer and can never remember his password, and so he's very helpfully written it on a post-it note that he keeps in his unlocked top drawer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, in case you're interested, is Nash BB-118.
Yeah. Nash baby.
The executives of companies and boomers in general are the number one people who are like the most at risk for like security breaches because they have the same password for everything and they can't be bothered to get password managers or any kind of two-factor authentication or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he have a password manager? He has a post-it note.
Yeah, that is his password manager. It's in his drawer, so
why doesn't he
there?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he lock his drawer so that nobody can get in and find said password manager? Anyway,
just far too trusting.
Why. Because they needed Chim to be able to log into the computer, which he does. So he logs in, he's looking up Jonah's personnel file, while Hen is searching through both Claudette and Perry's incident reports to see what Jonah wrote about what happened on the calls.
Oh my God, this is what Jonah has written.
Yes, this is Jonah's own description of the report. So for Perry, the patient was found unconscious following multiple tarantula bites, no other symptoms present. Paramedic Greenway pushed steroids. Prior to transport, the patient went into cardiac arrest. Paramedic Greenway quickly and ably was able to restore normal rhythm through use of defibrillation. Patient was transported for follow-up care to the ER.
Chim acknowledges that the language was a little more flowery.
It gets worse though, because then we go and read Claudette's file, which was patient suffering from smoke inhalation, no other symptoms were observed. Paramedic Greenway administered nebulized albuterol. During transport, patient went into cardiac arrest. Despite Paramedic Greenway's valiant efforts, defibrillation and manual compression did not restore normal rhythm. Patient was a pronounced DOA at the emergency room.
Puke.
Yeah.
It's like he's writing when you have to write your own performance reviews, and so you pull out all like the $10 words
yeah
to try and hype yourself up for your manager.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point he was still trying to no, he's not. He's already out of the 118. It was like, he was trying to get in with the gang at the 118 previously.
But the gang aren't going to be reading his incident reports.
No.
And even if they were, no one is going to... calling your efforts valiant is not going to, get you in with the cool kids.
In his head, I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't work for this because he's already out of the 118 now. He's in the other team. So... but then... Chim does find out that Jonah has only been with the LAFD for 14 months, but before that he was paramedic in Chicago, Miami, Dallas, and Denver. So he's moved around a lot. And then the bells ring.
Why are the bells ringing when they're coming back?
Yeah, I don't know to alert them that they're coming back.
Either.
Maybe they're
Alert
excited.
who?
Who knows?
Because
No, literally
allegedly
alert
there's nobody
Alert
No,
Hen and Chim.
I know it's to alert Hen and Chim, but I've never seen. We don't often see the trucks come back, but the few times that we have, the alarm is never going off when they're coming back. Like, there's
really
so
make
much in
sense
this
for it to go
episode
off.
is just for the drama of the alarm going off and Chim going, "Oh no, they're here! Oh no, we're caught!"
It's very dramatic. This is hilarious because Hen is like, we're not caught. Just act cool and follow my lead. And then she proceeds to be the most not cool at all.
Oh, it's so conspicuous. They may as well be whistling. Like,
She brings the incident reports with her and just like holds onto them, tucks them under her arm. Let's go.
Yeah.
Chim's like,
Well, I mean, that's
meanwhile trying to remove his fingerprints from the desk, like with his sleeve. Unfortunately, they don't get out fast enough.
And I think, they would have got away with it, except that Lucy and Ravi are on the B shift, and they immediately see and notice Hen and Chim, and want to know why they're there, because it's not their shift. Why are they?
yeah. They're like, oh,
in the
hey guys,
engine bay?
aren't you off today? Yep.
And see, I think Ravi might have bought it. Lucy is absolutely having none of it. She's
And
like,
despite
"What you
Hen
doing?"
telling Chim, despite Hen telling Chim to follow her lead, she has no clue what to say. She's like, we were just And so Chim's the one who has to come out with a special project for the mayor, and Ravi's asking about it, like, what kind of project? And they just bluff their way out of it, basically.
Yeah, they just need
They
data.
think they
data.
They
Yep,
think
data.
they bluffed their way out of it, but then they sort of run out, sort of giggling to themselves, like, "Oh my god, we can't believe we got away with it." And Lucy's just like, "What do you think they're hiding?" Ravi's like, "I don't get paid enough to care."
Yeah, he's literally like, around here I find it's best not to know.
And then as they go away, Hen's like, "You're a terrible liar." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
We knew that about Chim, though. It's well established that he can't keep secrets.
No,
But he therefore makes him a terrible
the one
liar.
Who's the terrible liar?
No,
Hen is
she
the
did
terrible liar
really
in this
well. I
case.
mean, she, as soon as Chim gave her the special project for the mayor, she immediately just went into this whole spiel about the beta testing new piece of equipment, blah, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but she still didn't sound very convincing.
Being caught, or almost caught by Lucy and Ravi has given her second thoughts. She's having doubts.
Mm-hmm.
She's like having a mini sort of crisis in the car when they get back, because, you know, like, what have I sunk to? I'm rummaging through a dead woman's medicine cabinet. I've got you breaking into the captain's office. And Chim's trying to remind her of the mission. We're trying to prove whether or not Jonah is a bad paramedic.
Hen's like, "What if we're wrong?" And Chim says, "What if we're not?"
Yeah, he's out there right there. And then we literally cut to Jonah on a call. And yeah, Chim's like, someone's calling for help. This guy's going to show up. He's holding their lives in his hands. We don't know what he's going to do with them. It shows Jonah pulling a vial and a syringe out of his pocket. And he's like, "Oh, I'll give you something for the pain." And it's just a woman with, like, her arm in a sling. And she's like, "Oh, you sure that's okay?" And he's like, "Trust me."
Ugh.
Don't trust him.
All right, so now we're going to take a little side quest to Texas.
Yeah. Eddie, the imaginary Christopher, and Dear Pepper have arrived at their Diaz residence. As soon as the car pulls up, like, you can hear the sort of the gravel under the tires, and immediately Abuela is out the front door, running for the car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she heard them coming.
And Eddie's like, "I haven't even shut off the engine. How can anything be wrong?"
I didn't have any subtitles here, so I don't know if it was just because I didn't have them turned on or they don't exist for this conversation.
They don't exist.
But, okay, fine.
I literally got the transcript and then Google translated what they were saying. I mean, it's only like 3 lines.
Yeah, they
not
don't
even
say
3 lines.
much, but yeah, They
No.
say a few sentences, and I'm like, oh, it would have been nice to know what they were saying here.
I mean,
But no.
it didn't really add much context or add much to the conversation. So yes, Isabel, when Abuela asks about Christopher, who is, apparently asleep in the back seat of the car. Thank God the car is dark, so we can't even see if Gavin's hanging out in the back of the car. And she's like, "Oh, my poor little angel, so tired." So the reason that Abuela has come running out of the house as soon as her daughter and her grandson have arrived is because Elena's pretty much kicked her out of the kitchen. She is insisting
she's in
on
there
doing
all the cooking.
Yes. And Pepper is like, I thought that my brother hired caterers for his big party.
Turns out she did.
Yeah, but the caterers are only allowed to serve the food. Elena has to cook everything herself. And Eddie's like eyeing his grandmother going, everything. You didn't cook anything at all? And she's like, all right, maybe I was allowed to make the tamales. Which apparently is cause for celebration.
Yeah,
so,
they're like, oh, thank God. And it's just like, is Elena bad at cooking or...
Well, that was my question. Is she bad at cooking just in general, or is she just really, like, the tamales are, like, Abuela's specialty and nobody can cook them the way she cooks them?
Oh, just because, Abuela usually does all the cooking, and they're like, you didn't cook any of it? And now they're happy that she's actually cooked something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm being the bitch that I am. I like to think that Elena can't cook and that like all the food is going to be terrible. And then that's where Eddie got his inability to cook from because his mother can't cook.
It's because she's the only white member of the family.
That would be really interesting. Like, I wonder how... Because we know that Eddie mentioned that he's like half Swedish. So I wonder how Swedish is Helena. What is the culture clash for food in the Diaz house? Anyway, so Eddie goes inside and yes, his mother is in the kitchen cooking. And Eddie tries to get her away from the stove, telling her that she has to take a break. And that when she's like, no, leave me alone, he's like, everything looks perfect. I'm sure it tastes great too. And I don't know whether he's just like ribbing her or whether he's like seriously questioning, because I think he goes to taste something and she smacks his hand away.
Yeah,
so I don't
like
know
he
whether
goes
it's
in to grab something. But
yeah, so is that like I've got to taste test it just to make sure that it tastes okay, or is it like I've got to taste it to make sure you're not going to poison everybody?
Oh, I just figured he was hungry. Isn't that what all sons do?
Yeah.
Try to get food
Like
every
I said,
opportunity.
when it comes to the Diaz parents, I am immediately going to think the worst of them just because I don't like them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of Diaz parents, Ramon walks in.
Ugh.
And you can immediately see Eddie tense up.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy to see him.
No, because as soon as Ramon walks in, he's immediately admonishing Eddie.
Oh, yeah, he's like, it's been
like,
too long, you should come visit more often. And Eddie just goes, pretty sure planes fly in both directions. And it's like, whoa.
Yes.
Oof.
Good job, Eddie.
Starting already, Eddie.
So we get a little bit about Ramon has retired and that's what the party is for, and that the company gave him a watch in celebration for his 40 years. And it's a fancy watch, comes in like really fancy watch box, and it comes with a card that says, in recognition of your 40 years of service, from our family to yours. And you can see Eddie make a face at the mention of family. Yep. And then Ramon takes the little knife that he's sort of jabbed in Eddie's ribs already and gives it a twist and goes, well, it's not quite a silver star, but it's something. Like, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah, well, Eddie does congratulate him.
Yeah.
And then he says it's weird being unemployed. No meetings to rush off to. No phone calls to juggle. It's like he doesn't know what he's going to do with himself. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of boomers in particular. They all their life they've been a slave to their job, and suddenly they retire and they've got nothing to do, and then so they make it everyone else's problem, maybe, in Ramon's case. But anyway.
Yeah, it's exactly what's going on here, because Eddie's like, why live if you're not working? And then the first question that Ramon asks his son, after seeing him for such a long time, is about work.
Yeah.
Not like, how are you? How is Christopher? How's work? And specifically, how is working as an operator?
I'm surprised he knows that much about what's going on.
I have a theory that he doesn't like Eddie's new job. Like, I'm headcanoning so hard and like filling in the gaps so much with this, but I think he doesn't like that Eddie
There's
is now.
no way he can brag about his big brave firefighter son if his big brave firefighter son is just tweeting emergencies from dispatch.
I think this comes up a little bit more in like the conversation they have toward the end of the episode, so maybe I'll leave my thoughts about it until then. But yeah, there is the bragging rights, and then there's also why Eddie changed jobs that Ramon doesn't like. But I'll leave that until that conversation that Ramon and Eddie have.
It's kind of a weird... I guess they kind of fit together. I was going to say it's a weird cutting between like what's going on in Texas versus like the mystery of whatever's happening with Jonah. But I guess that the kind of hero thing fits sort of.
Yeah, it's the hero theme. Yeah.
But like the tonal shift is a bit strange. Like,
oh yeah, it's like they're two completely different stories that like thematically are linked together, but really do not. I think the
there was
Jonah
two different
investigation
writers,
could.
weren't there?
Maybe. I feel like
I was looking at it the other day to see who.
Yeah,
wrote
it's Stacey R. Rose and Kristen Rydell are credited as the writers on this. So yeah, maybe it is somebody wrote the Eddie storyline, somebody wrote the Jonah storyline, and they just sort of smushed them together in one episode and slapped a theme over the top. Like, throw in a couple of references to Hero, you'll be fine. They won't even notice.
Well, meanwhile, back in LA, Bobby and Athena are about to go to bed. And, like, Athena has just been talking to May. And Bobby's like, how many times are you planning to check on May? And so, obviously, Athena's been ringing her all day. But Athena says, oh, until I'm sure she's okay. That you're both okay. And Bobby's like, oh, get off my back, woman. It's his turn in the hot seat. And Athena knows that you pulled the woman out of the fire and she died in front of you. That's not easy. And Bobby said that her husband came to find him at the funeral and wanted to shake his hand. He wished he could have done more, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a weird little scene.
It's strange. Yeah, I mean, obviously Bobby's feeling sad about the whole thing.
It also gives us a transition to Hen and Karen, because we go from Bobby wishing that he could have done more, and then Karen echoing that almost, going, but this could have been there has to be something you can do. So it looks like Hen has filled her wife in on her suspicions about Jonah. And we discover that Hen and Chim have found out, they've talked to some of the other houses that Jonah was at, and everybody sang his praises except for this one guy over the 122 who told them about an incident where they responded to a fender bender. The guy was fine. He had concussion, airbag abrasions, and when the paramedic left Jonah alone with him, when he came back, the driver was in full arrest and died at the scene.
And that's enough
Karen
for
pretty much pulls that. Yeah, she's like, if it looks like a duck and it walks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah.
Actually, it's once is a mistake, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. And Hen's like, well, I can't do anything because I don't have proof. If I file a complaint, he'll just run. He'll become another house's problem, and then I won't be able to do anything. Karen's like, okay, cool. What about talk to Dallas, talk to Denver, talk to Chicago. And Hen's counters with if he'd had a string of suspicious deaths, he wouldn't have made it through those cities. The LAFD wouldn't have hired him. And Karen's response is, it doesn't have to be deaths, because nobody starts with murder.
And the light goes on above Hen's head.
Ding, 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 ding.
She immediately goes to Chimney's place.
Yeah, very early.
It's the next morning. It's the next morning.
She at least, I think she stays up all night Googling and doing research. Because when she shows up to Chim's house very early the next morning, she has the answers.
Yeah, she literally, like, Chim opens the door and Hen just goes, they never start with murder. And Chim's like, what?
But no, she's found Jonah's origin story. And then she proceeds to tell Chim what we in the audience already know.
Yeah, murderers. Murderers don't start with murder. They have an origin story. Yeah.
So yeah, Jonah at 13 was called a hometown hero for successfully resuscitating his school bus driver after a heart attack behind the wheel. There's dozens of articles, interviews. They gave him the damn key to the city and paid for his college. Saving the driver made him an overnight celebrity. Jim says he got full of himself after he aced an English test, so he can't imagine what something like that would do to a kid's ego.
And then Hen's figured out
how he'd feel when the attention goes away.
Yeah. So she's worked out what Jonah is doing. He is trying to recreate the experience. He doesn't actually want people to die. He just wants to push them to the brink of death so that he can have the glory of saving them.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's not trying to kill them, but he's kind of like he's killing them and then bringing them back again.
It's, as Jim said, you could only do that. You could only push people to the brink and bring them back so long before you slip up. And he says that they've been doing all of this digging into Jonah's past when he's been there hiding in plain sight. And another light bulb goes off for Hen. It's like, because Jim says, like, he's hiding in plain sight on the local news. She's like, wait, local news.
And then they go bother my girl.
And so they show up.
Fucking rude.
Like, they clearly drag them out of bed because they show up to Buck's apartment. Buck's coming down the stairs, like, clearly just having pulled on a hoodie. And he wants to know if everything's okay. And they're like, no, we don't want to talk to you. We want to talk to your girlfriend. Who comes down the stairs also
Taylor
having clearly
absolutely
pulled
looks like
something
she had
on.
just got up.
Yeah.
she's got no makeup on.
She's got slippers on. Yeah, she's got no makeup. She's got bed hair. She's thankfully. I wonder if costume at some point have said, "Do you want her just to come downstairs in one of Buck's t-shirts?" Like she's literally just grabbed it off the floor and pulled it on. And like, no, she needs to be a little bit more clothed.
Nah, I wish she was in Buck's t-shirt. Anyway,
no, like.
So they want to watch the footage from the call center fire. And they're like, can you access that from here? And Taylor's like, theoretically, yes. Why?
Hen and Chim keep throwing each other glances like they're like, oh, should we tell her anything? And eventually Buck, and I think, like Buck says, is something going on? Like, what is happening here? Yeah,
he wonders if the family filed a complaint. And Taylor's like, yeah, I don't care. Just make me coffee, Buck. But yeah, so Taylor, I don't know how Taylor has the footage.
I'm going to assume that she edits her own stories,
which wouldn't
so her
job. But sure, okay, yep.
Well, that's the only logic because we've
the work server and like
she's logged into the work server, but I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. Anyway, so yeah, she's got her laptop hooked up to Buck's TV, and they're all sitting on the couch watching the footage, and they've filmed Jonah flirting with Claudette, who's like giggling at her, and like Jonah's full on like, oh, you don't really have the looks to be a phone operator. And
Ew.
Buck's like, yeah, she seems fine. How do you go from laughing 1 second to coding the next? And then Hen sees something. So they go back. and on the screen they see Jonah injecting something into Claudette's IV. And they're like,
oh,
you
no.
know, peering in and debating what they think it is. And Buck's like, okay, what the fuck's going on here? And Buck's like, oh, we're not going to tell anyone. And then, like, side-eyes Taylor, and then everyone else
Yeah,
side-eyes
because
Taylor.
Hen and Chim are like, we're really not sure. They know. They just don't want to say it in front of Taylor. So Taylor, like, does the report a pinky promise. She's like, it's off the record. Anything you say in front of me is off the record. So they immediately launch into a discussion of their theories.
Yeah.
Which were basically that Claudette was fine. There was no reason for Jonah to be pushing any kind of drug. And whatever he did push caused her heart to stop, and he did it on purpose.
Bless Buck. Like, Buck just doesn't understand.
No, because he likes to see the good in people.
Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, whatever he was pushing on that video caused her heart to stop. And he's like, on purpose? It's like, yes.
Yes.
Buck's like, no, I'm sure it was a mistake. And bless him. Maybe he's just a bad paramedic.
And then he, like, blames Hen for, like, Hen, I know you don't like the guy, but, don't go blaming him for Claudette's death. At this point, Chim sort of jumps in and goes, Buck, this isn't the first time he's done this. There have been other people that have died under suspicious circumstances around him. So Buck's like, okay, so maybe he's just a bad paramedic.
Oh
and
my
Taylor,
God, this is my
her
favourite bit.
It's so good.
Her little
I just
reporter spider
laughed and
senses have
laughed,
started
sitting in my room.
tingling.
Watching this, just laughing my head off. Because she goes, or maybe he is a serial killer.
Maybe he's a serial killer.
She's so excited.
And it's
She's
even better
so
because
keen.
she says maybe he's a serial killer, and she leans forward to get a closer look at the screen, and
Yeah.
everyone around her sort of leans back and away and like, oh my God.
Oh, I laughed.
But unfortunately, we don't get any more of that because we're going to go back to Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the party is in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
There's the very nice looking cake that has like a chocolate oil rig on top.
Yeah, but the writing around the cake is, it's about time. It's about time, Ramon.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of him for
on.
years.
Yeah. Even they don't want him in their family. They're like, please leave. Like, no one asked you to be here at 4 a.m. Why are you here?
So Ramon and Elena are walking and talking, sort of arguing. They make their way across to where Abuela, Tia Beba, and Eddie and the invisible Christopher are standing. We don't see Eddie's sisters at all in this episode either. So I don't know where they are. They must be... They're with Chris somewhere. They
with Chris.
don't exist in this episode.
Them and Chris are just hanging out off screen. Just slightly off screen. Just outside the field of view for the camera.
Oh, that reminds me of that fic where Eddie sees the ghosts. Oh, I need to read that again. Sorry, that's where I remember the sisters from mainly. We haven't only seen them in the show like one time.
I don't think we ever see them in the show.
We see them as in, like, they've hired two Latina actresses to sort of sit at a table in the background and they go, yeah, that's them. That's his sisters. But
Yeah.
I don't think they ever get speaking lines. I have a whole, like, bookmark folder of fics which are just Adriana focused.
Yep. It's
Or
great.
she's one of my favourite characters in fic. I love her. So apparently Ramon is nervous about giving a speech in front of everyone at the party. And everyone's like, like, his sister is literally like, oh, please, you've never met a microphone you didn't love. They're all laughing at him, like, because he loves to talk. And Eddie's like, yeah, come on, I'm sure that there's a story that you could tell. And, like, it's a harmless little tease. And then Ramon turns around and makes it mean. And he goes, sure, I could tell the story about the day I came home from work and found the entire side of my truck had been scraped off.
Like,
Yeah,
how
it's
is
a
that
weird kind of
relevant to your
segue.
retirement?
Yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, why would you tell a story about Eddie at your retirement?
Like,
I
tell a
don't
funny
see-
work
I-
story, you dumbass.
No, but it's not. It's because Eddie made fun of him for telling stories. So he's like, you want me to tell a story? Fine, I'm going to tell a story that embarrasses you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just
It
seems
really takes
unnecessarily
it back in
mean. Unnecessarily petty,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Well, I mean, Eddie Diaz is a petty bitch, so now we know where he got it from.
Apparently.
But funnily enough, it's not Ramon who tells the story, it's Elena. Because Ramon wasn't there when it happened. Because he was away at work, off on business.
As
Elena
always.
was pregnant with Adriana, and her water broke. And so Eddie tried to drive her to the hospital. But being, like, I don't know, how old was he at that stage?
Yeah, it would have been small.
Yeah, so he crashed the truck instead. And what's interesting is that Pepper is going, like, I've never heard you tell this story before. I've never heard this. Abuela is going, oh, like, Eddie, you know, my little hero. And Ramon's going, you know, but it's fine. You know, I forgave you for doing that. And he's like, no, you didn't. You ripped me a new one.
Yeah. Like, I was a kid trying to help your wife, and you yelled at me and grounded me.
Yeah. And then Eddie it's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and Eddie launches into a litany of all of the times that Ramon has yelled at him. Like, you know, it was like the time you yelled at me for setting off the smoke alarms because I was trying to make the girls eggs. Or
he was 12.
The time you pulled your 10-year-old son aside and told him it was time to be the man of the house. Like, tell them one of those stories.
Yeah, then we can all understand why you were never around.
Ramon's only argument was the reason I was not here was because I was providing for the family. And Eddie's sort of shoots back, providing what? Money? And, like, Eddie, I understand, but pot kettle, my love. Because I know that you have realised what you did was wrong, but unfortunately you did exactly the same thing. And, like, yes, you learnt it because that was what you thought fatherhood was going away and earning money. But you kind of can't throw it in Ramon's face when you did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, and I know he's getting angry, but is this really the place to throw down? Like, come on.
Yeah, like, Eddie didn't even try
Never
restraining himself. He
No.
got there and was
He's like,
fuck
no, you know what?
this family. Yeah.
Fuck you and fuck you. And all of this. Fuck all of this.
We can blame it on the therapy. Like, the therapy has loosened all of those feelings that the army is, like, tamped down and put in a box. And Frank's just ripped that box open and pulled all the feelings out and thrown them around. And now Eddie has no idea what to do with them. So he's just throwing them at people.
Yeah, but yeah, Eddie wanted a childhood and a dad that took care of him, but no. Meanwhile, Ramon's, like, grabbing at his chest and his arm. He then falls over and everyone's starting to panic. And
Except for Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, like,
Eddie
to
goes,
his credit, does just go, okay, just breathe, you're okay.
Eddie goes
I
into
just gave
work
you a heart
mode.
attack, you're fine. My bad.
So, interestingly, like, he drags Ramon over to a chair, and it looks like he's about to sort of launch into sort of the paramedic list of, like, tell me where it hurts, like, assessing him. And he sees Ramon not just clutching at his chest, but trying to dig his hand into his jacket to try and go for something in his pocket. So he, like, reaches into his father's pocket and pulls out a little prescription bottle, and his demeanor completely changes.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, it's not a heart attack. Come on, open your mouth, pill under your tongue, you know the drill. Because they are nitroglycerin pills, which has been prescribed by Ramon's cardiologist to help open the blood vessels, settle circulation after having fucking heart surgery.
Yep.
Mm.
And Eddie knows exactly what's happened.
He has 3 stents. 3 stents in his arteries.
Yep.
Yes. He went to see Eddie's like, so I'm guessing you went to see a cardiologist on one of your business trips, right? And he's done with his father. He's absolutely had it.
And the women can't believe it. They're like, what happened? What do you mean? Why didn't you tell me? And Eddie reveals that he didn't want us to think he was weak.
He was too proud to tell us.
Yeah, pride.
Yeah. Then we're going to get whiplash because we got to go back to LA. and deal with Jonah again.
Yes, so at least Hen and Chim have stopped sneaking around and have actually gone to Bobby about it this time.
Yes.
Well, they have at
Because
least a little bit
They
of
have
proof.
video evidence, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby, bless him, doesn't sort of dismiss them out of hand. He's like, these are huge accusations. Do you think there's a way we can prove it? But, yeah, they think that the toxicology report for Claudette's autopsy might help, see if there's anything that shouldn't have been there.
Although if he's pushing potassium or insulin or something like that, it's not necessarily going to show up.
Yeah.
Which is why Jonah's doing that, if it is what he's doing. We kind of take an awkward left turn at this point, because Athena, who has not heard anything about this before, asks whether they think Jonah is acting like some kind of angel of mercy and putting people out of their misery. And Hen has gone from, I think he's doing it to try and recreate his glory days as a child, to I think he's playing God. I don't think that's necessarily what's going on here.
Like, it's a big leap, but sure, Hen.
It is a leap, yeah.
Because playing God, that implies that Jonah is choosing who lives and who dies. And that's not what he's doing. He's just, like, she literally said it before. He's pushing people to the brink so that he can have the glory of bringing them back.
Yeah, I don't know where
That's not playing God.
At first I did think, like, I think it was when we read the summary and it said something about playing God. And I'm like, did he overhear them saying that Claudette was a big bully? And he was like, okay, so she's got to die. But no, that's not what's happening here. He was going to save her and become a hero. But it didn't work.
But it's almost as though that's not good enough to run with a story. They've have to upgrade him from just trying to recreate glory to being God. Like, it's more dramatic to say that he's being God, even though I don't think that's what the story is supporting.
No, it's
and so that's why it's in the summary, because it's in the episode, even though it's not really accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So while Chim and Hen are bringing their evidence to Bobby and somewhat Athena, Buck and Taylor have been left in Buck's apartment, and Taylor is running with
She
this.
lives there too.
Sure.
She has nowhere else to go, Bex.
I know, she's been
made
trapped
sure
in
of
there.
that.
At least a few weeks by now. She lives there at the moment.
Yeah, I suppose all the boxes have been unpacked, so yeah, okay. It's still just Buck's apartment though. She just lives there.
It's her couch.
True. It is her couch.
Anyway, yeah, she's clearly on the phone to work.
Yes. And she's on the phone. She sees Buck coming down the stairs and tries to, like, end the call, like, casually, trying not to arouse any suspicions in Buck. And he's immediately like, "What you doing?" She's like, "Oh, just work stuff." And as he walks into the kitchen, she's like very casually tries to close her laptop. But Buck notices what she's doing and he grabs the laptop and opens it back up, and there is a news article about baby Jonah on her laptop.
Yeah. And he's just like, really?
Well, he's worried that if Jonah finds out that they're onto him, then people are going to be in danger. And, like, Taylor's like, they're already in harm's way. How many calls is he going to go to? And, like, everyone's in danger. And Buck says that Bobby is going to do something because they're going to go to Bobby and he'll fix it. And Taylor's like, but I can do something. And Buck makes her promise that she won't break the story.
Well, she kind of already did promise, because when they told her everything, they told her off the record, which means that she can't use anything that she learned about in that conversation in her story. So he's just kind of reiterating, like, it's off the record. Promise that it is off the record.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "I promise I won't run the story." And I'm always surprised that they don't, like, show her crossing her fingers behind her back when she says that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Like,
she
I know
looks
that there's
really
extenuating
disappointed.
circumstance. It's a good story. And she is right in that it's incredibly dangerous for Jonah to be out there working as a paramedic doing what he's doing, and that the people have the right to know. But there's also reasons not to tell the people.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Yeah, and I mean, later, when she does break her promise, he's already been arrested, so what's the problem?
Yeah, I don't think she... Anyway, we'll get to that.
Or we can discuss that, because
rights and wrongs.
I have thoughts about that later as well.
But yeah, so we go back to Texas.
We go back to Texas. Ramon is feeling much better.
It is whiplash.
It is. And so it's time for a little bit of father-son bonding over heart attacks.
This is so weird, though. Like, Ramon's like, I feel fine, blah, blah, blah. And Eddie's like, yeah, I had one myself. Not a heart attack, but a panic attack. It's like, it's not the same thing, Eddie. Like, what the fuck? You did not have one yourself.
Well, he thought he was having a heart attack at the time.
But yeah, Ramon's like, oh, why didn't you tell us? And Eddie's like, I'm pretty sure you know the answer to that question. But yeah, it's fucking a weird conversation.
It's an awkward conversation, yeah, because he's like...
It's incredibly awkward that...
Like, his dad had a heart attack and had heart surgery, and Eddie's like, oh yeah, I was a little bit worried. Same thing. Like, what? Like, I know I have panic attacks. I know that they're not fun, but they're absolutely not a heart attack and surgery. Like...
Yeah, and then he segues straight into the... I spent my whole life trying not to be like you. So,
yeah, I mean, they're trying to set up the fact that Eddie also didn't tell anybody because he didn't want anybody to think that he was weak, just like Ramon didn't want anybody to think he was weak, because Eddie, unfortunately, has spent his whole life trying not to be like Ramon. Even though Ramon has spent his whole life trying to set a good example so that Eddie, with the implication that Eddie should be like him.
Yeah.
And he couldn't understand why Eddie was not following his example, and why Eddie seemed so angry with him. And Eddie's response was, like, I think I was just angry at myself. Like, I wasn't punishing you, I was punishing myself, but I'm tired of being that guy and I'm going to be better. And Ramon's immediate response is, oh, you're going to be better for Christopher. And Eddie's like, no, I'm going to be better for myself.
Yeah, it's just like they both sort of stumble their way back into each other's lives here, because they're saying,
apparently.
I don't know. He says we can both be better. I don't want to miss out on any more of my son's life. And Eddie is crying again. Poor darling. He's done a lot of crying in this season. But
I told you, because
anyway.
Frank has ripped that box open, and like all of Eddie's tears were inside that box, and now Frank has let them
now
out.
they're all flowing out.
And now they're all flowing out.
And he lies through his teeth and says, I'd like that. I don't know. He looks quite sincere, but I don't know if he really wants that. But anyway. Okay, back to LA again. Bobby has been talking to someone on the phone, but Hen is still there.
Yeah, Chim had to go home because Maddie was going to be dropping off Gion, so he had to be there to take his daughter. But Hen's still sort of hanging around. But after she finds out that, I'm assuming Bobby's talked to the chief or somebody, and that they've put Jonah on light duties pending the results of the internal investigation. And then Athena says to Hen to be careful, because if Jonah is who you think he is, he won't take kindly to being exposed. And then funnily enough, not like 2 seconds later, Hen's driving home and she gets a phone call from Jonah. Because for some reason, they opened an investigation into Jonah and then called him and told him that they've been opened an investigation into him.
Yeah, immediately late at night.
Yeah, like, I don't think that's how it works. Like,
I guess they have to tell him that he's on light duty, but...
But they could have just told him when he showed up for work.
Yeah, he reports for duty the next morning. They go, no, you're a man behind. No, you're doing desk duty, desk work. It's like 9, 10 o'clock at night. Why is somebody calling him to go, hey, when you show up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning,
he might have already
you're
been
gonna
on
be
shift.
writing
Maybe
the
it was
desk.
already... Like, maybe he was already at work and they, like, pulled him out and told him to go home.
Maybe.
It's just weird.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Because, like, firefighters
for
work
the-
at weird times, so...
For the drama, somebody has alerted Jonah that the jig is up, and he immediately suspects Henrietta.
Yeah. How? Why?
I don't know. Maybe, like, he's obviously assumed that because she never liked him, that he never managed to trick her into liking him, that if anything has gone sideways, it's going to be her fault. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she was there. She was there when it all happened, so maybe he just put 2 and 2 together and figured she was the problem. But yeah,
Yes.
it's a bit of a leap still.
I mean, it's a good
Considering
leap.
he's
It's a
all-
correct leap, but it's
It's
a leap.
correct, but it's a leap, yeah.
Yeah. And he very ominously tells Hen that she never gave him a chance to prove himself to her, so he's going to do that. He's going to show her. Doesn't exactly say what he's going to show her. But Hen takes it as a threat and immediately calls her wife to tell her to get the family and get out of the house. Go to Bobby's.
Yeah. Go
Not
stay
so
with
much
the
because
cop.
Bobby is
Just
there,
stay.
because
Yeah.
Athena is there, and Athena has a gun.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby's not so useful in this situation. His wife
I don't know,
definitely
he
is.
threw a good punch.
That's
That-
not until later.
That's very. Hen doesn't know that at this point. She does. She thinks he's like a pacifist Midwesterner. She doesn't think that that he's capable.
I'm sure
of
they've
doing
all seen
that.
his temper.
Oh, they've all seen it, but I think they think he's chilled out a little bit. They're wrong, but
They're very wrong.
At this point, I think Athena's gun is more of a reason to send them to her house than Bobby's fists. And Karen's immediately like, "Sure, I'm on board. Denny, grab your shit. We're about to go."
Yeah, that's why
And then stops
we
to
didn't
ask
see Chris
questions.
tonight, because they can only pay for one child actor.
Yeah, they can only deal with
And
one
Denny
child
is in this episode. We haven't seen Denny for ages, actually. But yeah. But then Karen like manages to get Hen to tell her what is actually happening, and so she explains how Jonah called her, and Karen's like, "Well, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't. How would he know to come here? Like, I don't think that we're the ones that are in danger here." And so Hen goes to Chim's place, and the door is open when she gets there.
Yeah, because Hen has also like changed
It's
the
a bit of a
narrative
leap.
again in her own
Yeah.
head. When she interprets Jonah's threat as that he was jealous of something. And Karen very rightly points out that he wouldn't be jealous of Karen if he was going to be jealous of anyone when it comes to Hen and being a paramedic. He'd be jealous of Chim. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, from here onwards, the storyline does not make sense.
Oh, it totally falls apart, but like, sure, whatever.
It's very exciting. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
it is
Like,
very
it's exciting, but it
exciting.
makes
it's
no
exciting,
fucking
but
sense.
no, it doesn't. Make a lot of
Unfortunately, it's one of those storylines where if you start like pulling at the threads, the whole thing just unravels in front of you.
And unfortunately for them, we're about to start pulling threads. But yeah, so Hen gets to Chim's apartment, the door's open, the apartment's empty. Hen pulls out her
The
phone.
lights are on, but
starts
no one's
to-
home.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, Hen pulls out her phone and like starts to fiddle with it, and then Jonah
She's
grabs her from
texting.
behind.
Why doesn't she call?
Yeah, I thought that she was gonna call, but I don't know, it's weird.
No, apparently texting is the right way to go because then it gives Jonah more time to sneak up behind her and jab a hypodermic needle into her neck.
She's texting Chimney like, "You up?" while she's in his dark apartment. And then yeah, so Jonah grabs her and injects her with a syringe in the neck.
Yeah.
And this is where everything just gets real fucking weird.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
No sense at all.
But it was so tense. I was worried for them.
Oh, it's very tense. It's very fun to watch, but it's just like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
It's like
we
someone's
get to-
gone, we know we've got Jonah who, he's trying to recreate his glory days. But that's not dramatic enough. We really need we
actually
need more
him to
drama.
be
How can we
kind
make
of
this
a serial killer vibes?
Yeah.
we need to push the psychopath angle and like take it to the nth degree. Does it make sense? No, but it's dramatic and I love it. I'm blaming Kristen for this part.
Yeah. So yeah, basically we go into Jonah's house, I think.
Domicile. I couldn't work out if it was an apartment or a house. I have no idea.
But there's beeping, there's a heart monitor going. We're in Hen's point of view and she's like waking up and like opening her eyes. And so we see a bare-chested chim with leads attached to him, connected to a heart
Probably the only
monitor.
good thing about this scene.
Is half-naked chim, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's on like a, it's not a gurney?
It looks like a
I think
slab.
it's Jonah's kitchen
like-
table.
Yeah.
Is it Jonah's kitchen?
I honestly
But,
think
Or a
it's
bench,
his kitchen
like
table.
an island bench or
It's-
something.
how does he have a heart monitor?
Oh, he probably
He
pinched it
says you
from
can
the-
get anything on the internet these days.
But
Yeah.
Like he
sorry,
went online and he bought
why?
it.
Like, did Amazon just ship it then? Because like he was
Yeah.
doing this out in the field. It's not like he was getting called out to things.
He wasn't abducting other people.
Yeah, and abducting people and taking them home.
until now. Well, that we know of.
And he's like, "Oh, you gave me no choice." How long have they been out? How quick is Amazon's delivery in America?
But exactly, it's like he just found out that Hen suspected him. So what was
Literally.
it, like 2-hour click and collect from Walmart?
Yeah, that's
That
what I mean. Like he's got a heart. He's got like all these things. Like, what? I don't.
No,
I
it
don't
doesn't
get it.
make sense.
He's got a fucking
Maybe he's been
defibrillator
planning
in
this
his.
for longer.
He's
But
got a
why?
defibrillator in his kitchen.
Because no, but why? Because if his shtick is that he pushes someone to the brink of death and then brings them back for the glory, why does he have medical equipment in his house? Nobody
why
would
is
be
it in
there
his
to
house?
see him.
Don't know.
Like he does it out in
don't
public
get
where
it.
people
Like-
can see him.
I'm surprised that they didn't have Amazon boxes just like open in the background where he's just like, "Oh yeah, that Amazon 2-hour delivery sure is helpful," and then like winks at the camera, like fucking bucket his basketball
It's-
later.
It's just, yeah. But yeah, so apparently he's managed to get his hands on a defibrillator, a heart monitor, and a shit ton of propofol,
Yep.
which is like a controlled substance. And so what is he stealing it from the fire station?
Yeah, it's
Or is he literally getting that off the internet as well?
no, he's getting everything off.
You
the
know what?
internet,
I could have understood this if he stole everything from out of a rig. Like if he went back to the station and he just looted an ambulance and took the defibrillator and took everything. That would make more sense than him like ordering everything off Amazon.
Yeah, it's weird. And like it yeah. Anyway. He's like, "Oh, Henrietta, we're supposed to be on the same team." And Hen's like, "Yeah, we're definitely not on the same team." And she's like, "Oh, I think we are. You and this guy?" "Yeah." Hen's like, "We don't put our patients' lives in danger just for our own ego." And he's like, "You put your hand inside someone's chest for Pete's sake. If that's not ego, I don't know what is." But Hen was trying to save that guy, not kill him.
Okay, no, but like unfortunately I think I kind of understand where Jonah is coming from with this. Unfortunately, for me. Because I think do you want to go into it now or do we want to like finish the scene and then we can talk about what the fuck is going on in Jonah's head?
Oh, you can talk about it now. I don't.
We can go into it now, otherwise we'll
Okay.
forget.
You'll forget. Yeah.
So I think he heard about Hen and all of the batshit crazy stuff that she's done on calls, like sticking her hand in somebody's chest and doing like insane surgical procedures out in the field. And he thought that she was like him, that she did it for the glory. And that's why he was really confused.
And he wanted her to
when-
like him because
He thought that she was like him. He thought that he'd found like a partner, a teammate, somebody they could work together and they could like double the glory, or that he could ride on her coattails if only she like took him under her wing and she could show him bigger and better ways to get more and more glory. And that's why he was really confused when they had that hang gliding accident with like the guy with the double knee like fractures. And he suggested resetting them in the field, and she looked at him like he was crazy and went, "What the fuck are you talking about? That's a hospital thing." He's like, "But you've done crazy stuff in the field." And he didn't understand that she did that because it was literally the last resort to save the patient. So he's been hoping that...
Was it Jonah who was like, "Oh, I really wanted to work with the 118, you guys are legends"?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That was... And... Then you also get his conversation, like when Lucy caught that woman who dropped out the window, and Jonah, in his conversation with Lucy, was saying that he wished that Hen had been the one to catch her, because then she would have been getting all the adulation, she would have been getting all the interview requests, and he would have hoped that that would have, like, tipped her over the edge into being the female version of him, and that she would understand what he was trying to do. And so he doesn't understand that she's not like him. And so this is kind of why he's so upset with her right now, because he wants her to be like him. He thinks that she's like him, and she's not, and he just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And she's never going to get it.
Interesting theory. I like it.
Why kidnapping and killing Chim over and over and over, why that's a good thing to do, and why he thinks that is going to convince Hen to join his team, I don't know. Because the only way this ends is with Chim dying. That's like the only way that they could get away with it, is if they killed Chim.
Yeah.
Because otherwise there's no way to keep him quiet.
Yeah,
and that's not going to happen.
His motivation...
So I don't understand the rest of it.
Yeah, up until this point, his motivation had been kind of a little bit clear, but now it's like, what... Yeah. Are you trying to...
Now it's just
to go out with a
bang sake.
Now? Or what is the point of all of this? But anyway...
I think the idea is he's trying to, like, he's using Chim as a bargaining chip. Like, I'm going to keep killing Chim and bringing him back until you admit who you are deep down and you join me on the dark side. But it took far too long thinking about this scene to get to that point.
Well, Hen's not. She's kind of panicking about the whole thing anyway, because he's... like injecting stuff in Chim to make his heart stop, and she's like begging him to stop. She's like, no, don't do that. And poor Chim has to like nearly die twice over before anything kind of clicks with Jonah that it's not going to work on him, whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Eventually, okay, so we can... I don't know if we want to fast forward this scene, but there's not much more to say about it apart from like...
I think it's pretty much it. He keeps killing Chim. Hen keeps begging him to bring him back. Maddie realizes that something is wrong because she goes to drop off G and Chim is not there, and there is the protective cap for a syringe. Yeah, his phone is there, and there's a protective cap from a syringe on the floor, so she knows something's up. So she calls 911.
But Karen, she talks to Karen as well.
Yeah.
And so Karen tells Maddie what's going on. So then Maddie calls 911. But yeah, Hen kind of accuses Jonah of trying to be a hero, blah, blah, blah.
I do have to say this like next little bit, it's ridiculous, but it's kind of funny. Because like Hen is begging Jonah to let Chimney go, and Jonah's like, yeah, okay. And like injects more adenosine into Chimney. And Hen's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Jonah's like, oh, I thought you wanted me to let him go.
Yeah,
my bad. I was like, okay, that's stupid, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So, like, round 3, Chim's, like, pretty out of it. And at this point, but he still manages to wake up and regain a little bit of consciousness. And Jonah's doing his, like, vaudeville villain speech.
Oh, God.
Hen notices that Chim is awake. Chim notices that Hen notices that Chim is awake, and so she decides to distract Jonah so that Chim can do something. And so she basically, like, remember in the last episode where May was trying to convince Claudette to get up and nothing was working, so then she started yelling at her?
Yeah, that's like pretty much the same thing here, yeah.
So this is exactly the same thing, like, begging Jonah is doing nothing, so she starts mocking him.
Yep.
She's like, you think you're on the same team as me? You are not my speed, you're sloppy. I would never let anybody die. I would never let myself get caught.
Yeah.
And Jonah's like, I mean, I didn't mean to kill them. I was going to save them. I'm a hero. And Hen's like, well, you might have been a hero when you're a kid. Now all you are is a murderer. Jonah's like, I am not a murderer. And he's like, really? Then why is Chim not breathing? And Jonah's like, oh, shit. So he runs over to help Chimney. Chimney, while Hen has been distracting Jonah, has managed to grab one of the defibrillator paddles and charge it. And also get a hand free from the restraints that were binding him to the kitchen table / island bench, which I don't know how they're attached to that. Jonah must have
How is he tied up?
Anyway, not going to think about that. He's got like the cuffs around. He's not thinking about it. Not going to worry about it. He's got the defibrillator paddle.
Good, okay.
Jonah has somehow missed the high-pitched whine that is the defibrillator paddle charging. And so when he goes over to check on Chim like hits him with the paddle and shocks him and knocks him out.
Yeah, and then tries
falls
to get
off
up.
the table, trying to
falls off. Yeah, poor Chim. He's really not doing great. But
he falls off the table and Hen's like, are you okay? And Chim's like, nope. Not even. Like, okay.
He's kind of slumps over to where it is and like,
he's just like hugging her leg.
Yeah, I'm guessing he can release her kind of. But even as they're doing this, like, there's red and blue flashing lights in the window. It's like, who called the police? Like, what is
Karen?
Yeah,
so
but
here's what I think happened. Karen heard that Chim was not there and Maddie is freaking out, so she calls Athena. She's like, I can't find Hen. Hen called in a panic. I can't find Chim. Maddie's freaking the fuck out. So she calls Athena, and then Athena via Bobby gets Jonah's address and they send somebody out. That's how it works in my head.
Sure.
It doesn't quite work though, because I don't know why, if that happened, the 118 are the one that get dispatched.
Yeah.
Because that would, you would want to send a completely different house at that point.
Yeah.
So it has to be that Maddie called. But then how does she know, how do they know where Jonah's house is?
I don't know. It's very... It doesn't...
Magic.
For the drama,
calling
the B shift,
it's so
it turns
for the drama.
Up.
Yeah.
Somehow they work out where they are. And
see,
that's
why I thought it was Bobby, because Bobby could then pull personnel records and get Jonah's address. But if it's Maddie calling,
that would be
then
that
explains the 118 getting dispatched, because the 118 always get dispatched, even when it's not the A shift, apparently.
Oh my god!
I've just got a lap full of wool right now from all of the thread that I've unpulled. Yes. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. It's like I frogged this entire episode.
You need to use it to weave a new fic or something.
Exactly.
Put all the threads back together and write fic with it.
Excellent idea. So, yes, for the drama, Lucy and Ravi have responded to this.
Yeah, and they apparently they didn't know that it was Hen and Chimney until they arrived, which, I mean, I guess makes sense because the dispatch wouldn't have told them that.
Clearly the B shift captain as well also doesn't exposition until they're at the scene rather than in the truck.
Or doesn't even when they get there, because Ravi's the one who has to tell Lucy about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, isn't Ravi coming out of the building? So why are they saying, they're saying it's Hen and Chimney?
I don't know.
Were you just in the building? Didn't you just see them?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Bobby is also there. Bobby's in civvies. He's on the street. He's trying to get inside. Athena's holding him back and is like, it's a crime scene. You can't get in there. And then Jonah's brought out in handcuffs.
And he sees Bobby and he's just like, oh, hey, Cap.
And Bobby's so mad.
It pisses him off it pisses Bobby off so much. Like, it's bad enough that Jonah has done everything that Hen and Chim have said he's done, and now he's kidnapped Chim and Hen and done God knows what to them. But to look at him and call him Cap.
Yeah.
So he pushes past Athena. Like, if looks could kill, Jonah would be 6 feet under already, but looks can't kill, so Bobby's going to use his fists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Takes a swing at him. LAPD do nothing. They just let Bobby wail on him.
Yeah, they're like, okay.
Until Jonah's on the ground and Bobby starts wailing him on the ground, and LAPD is like, okay, that's probably a little bit unfair. We are going to have to pull you off him now.
Chim is awake enough when he gets rolled out of there to compliment his punch. And Bobby's like, I'm so sorry. Hen says, I'm glad he got caught. Hopefully this evidence will be more concrete than what we had earlier. And Athena says, with this evidence, that man will be going away for the rest of his life. He won't ever hurt anybody ever again. And I'm like, oh my God, that's really ominous.
Yeah.
He's not making it to trial.
Yeah.
And then Hen says what we all thought. How can you get here so fast? I thought we were out here on our own. So yeah, Karen called apparently.
Karen called Athena. So
Yeah.
that's how... It still doesn't explain why they dispatched the 118 though, because I could imagine that would not be what you would want to do when it's like their own people. But anyway. So yes, Karen called. So Chim gets loaded up into the ambulance. Hen goes with him. Bobby says he'll notify the spouses and let them know that everything's okay.
Yep.
So all this goes down. We go to commercial. We come back. Buck has been notified about what's happened. Like, the group chat has obviously been going off.
Group chat is lit
And
tonight, fam.
Eddie's in Texas like, what the fuck is going on?
I leave for 24 hours.
So Buck has gone to Chimney's apartment to check on Maddie. Also, because he's being called in for babysitting duty. He has to look after G while Maddie goes down to the station to give her statement.
No, the statement's been taken. She's going to hospital.
Oh, that's right. She's going to make sure Chim's
Chim.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
make sure Chim's all right.
Buck's on uncle duty.
So yeah, Buck's keen. Buck's like, yeah, G and I are going to have a little slumber party, all good. So as Maddie is grabbing her bag and keys, she notices something on the TV. So apparently she's had the TV on. And Channel 8 News has the footage of Jonah being loaded into the back of the police car with a bloody nose. And Maddie's like, oh, is that him? And Buck's like, turn the volume up. And Taylor is in front of Jonah's place with a photo of him across the screen, saying paramedic serial killer captured. And Taylor says sources close to the case say firefighter paramedic Greenway had multiple suspicious injuries in the field. And Maddie's like, they have his name and personnel photo already? How did she get it so fast? Buck's like, yeah,
how
good
indeed.
question.
Taylor.
And then Taylor finishes with the LAFD has declined comment at this time, but we will continue to keep you updated as this story evolves. And Maddie leaves as Buck pulls his phone out and calls Taylor and gets her message bank because obviously she's working. And he just goes, Taylor...
ducking his calls.
Or ducking his calls. And he just goes, Taylor, what did you do?
Her job.
To be fair,
Buck. She did her job.
She knew insider information, but she didn't drop the story before he was arrested. Like, he was arrested and then she just already happened to, like... have his photo already. Yeah, exactly. Like, she's a journalist. She got the information.
Yeah, but I think the initial reason that Buck didn't want her to do anything with the story because they didn't want to scare Jonah off. Because if he found out that he was being investigated, he'd do something rash.
Exactly.
Exactly what happened. But it
now
does...
he's in custody.
They don't... Yeah, but they don't go into it in this episode. But I think the next logic is you can't have a headline saying serial killer paramedic on the local news because it's going to incite panic. Because as soon as the 118 and the paramedics especially respond to a call, people who have seen Jonah's story are going to go, are these paramedics going to help me or are they going to try to kill me? Like, how do I know we can trust the paramedics anymore?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, I have a very vivid memory of more shit going down next week. But she did wait until he was in custody. Okay? And if she hadn't done it, someone else would have done it. It's fine.
But she shouldn't have
Women's
done
wrongs.
it.
So Buck is worried about them being targeted by, you know,
Not at the moment,
their
he's
name
not.
being dragged through the mud, basically by association.
I think Buck at the moment is freaking out because everyone knows that he's sleeping with Taylor and that everyone is going to accuse him of leaking information to her.
Yeah.
They're not
When it wasn't
wrong.
even him, it was Hen and Chim leaked information to her.
Well, Buck was there, so they're not, like, 100% wrong. But I think he's very much worried, A, that he's going to get accused of, by the LAFD, of leaking information to a reporter, and then B, that it's going to make his job harder because everyone's going to be second-guessing everything that the paramedics do.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also C, that she promised him. She promised him she wasn't
did
going to run the
promise.
story.
I'm pretty sure Buck, you know, without so many words, promised he wasn't going to kiss a coworker. And yet here we are.
He never explicitly promised that. It was an implied promise.
Exactly. Like, it was... It was implied.
Taylor literally promised him that she wouldn't run the story.
Yes, she, like, literally said the words off the record, and I promise.
Look, honestly, after what Buck's pulled with her this season, I don't fucking blame her. I'm pretty sure she's half checked out of this fucking role, especially after last week where she saw him with Lucy. I'm pretty sure she's checked out of this relationship already. So good for her for getting that bag.
I don't care how good you are in bed, Firehose. This is her job. And she is going to do everything she can.
Move your career forward, Taylor. You go, girl.
Yes.
Proud of you.
Yes.
They're both as bad as each other.
Break that story. Break that story, babe. Don't
But
let
she's
no
also-
man hold you down.
No. I mean, yeah, I kind of see it from both perspectives. But yeah, Buck is very much doing damage control.
If Taylor went on one of my girls' groups on Facebook and was just like, my boyfriend kissed a coworker, lied about it and then only told me after I'd moved in with him and broken my lease, I feel trapped. He's now not wanting me to advance my career. Am I the asshole for advancing my career? All the girls would be like, advance your career, babe. Boys don't last forever.
They'd be all like, oh, you mean your ex-boyfriend, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
You mean your ex? Pretty sure
Do you
he's
need help packing?
Take your couch
pretty sure
and
he's
run,
still
girl.
sleeping with that coworker. Take your couch and run, literally.
I assume that's what happens next week, right?
That's literally what happens next week, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the summary for next week's episode when we get there is just Taylor takes her couch and runs.
Oh. Poor Buck.
Anyway, we get this random scene at the end where the cardiologist is just like, yep, cool, good work being alive, Chim. You have to stay here overnight. And Chim's like, oh, I want to go home. And the doctor's like, yeah, you can't. And then Hen's like, oh, that's okay. Like, you know, you can never be too safe. Rah, rah, rah. And the cardiologist is just like, yeah, cool, we're keeping you too. And she's like, why? And we're like, because we have to do a tox screen, you dumbass. And they're like, oh, okay. And that's about it. Like, they're both like, yep, cool, this is fine, we're fine. All G. Karen comes in and goes, yeah, cool, you're also here. Excellent. Good.
Poor Karen, she's been so worried, but everything's fine. He can never hurt anyone again. And that also seems very ominous.
He's not
all
making.
He's
not dead.
Like,
He's
he
not
hasn't been
making it to
murdered.
prison.
Yeah.
Like, what if he gets out of the prison van? Like, Jesus Christ.
Athena is not going to let that happen. That dude is not making it to trial.
But even in prison, like, he could shank someone.
Nope. If he gets
We
to
had
prison,
a whole prison break episode this season. Was that this season?
look, these threads that I'm holding in my hand, I am writing a fanfic where Jonah just dies mysteriously, but
Bobby
Athena knows
punches him, he hits
exactly.
his head on the curb and he's dead, and they're like, oh, that's so strange that he overdosed. Weird, if only we had a defib. Oh.
But
Where
someone
would we
stole it from the
find
fucking
it?
ambulance, so we can't.
We don't have it. It's gone. Oh my god. Well, speaking of Bobby's bruised knuckles, he's got a bowl of ice to put them in. Athena says, "Should I get you a steak too, or is that just for black eyes?" And Bobby's like, "It's cool. The ice will be fine." And this is like kind of an awkward little conversation too.
It's just weird. I feel like they could have done more building with the Jonah stuff, and instead the Jonah stuff was like 2 minutes, and we kept getting random.
And then we get this long drawn out denouement at the end kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Bobby's like, probably not my most heroic of actions. I certainly let my emotions get the better of me. And I'm like, oh, that sounds just like Castiel. I'm like, who wrote this episode? But
It's
no.
funny because because Supernatural Then and Now just got to the second last episode, I think it is. No, the last episode. I just listened to the last
Are they
episode of season
finished?
8. No, of season 8, of season 8. And this
Say, damn,
this-
they went
the
fast.
end of this season reminds me of the end of season 8, where there's all this build up and then it just sort of finishes, and it's like, oh, that you could, okay, but like it doesn't even build up that much. It's literally like, you know, Sam and Dean go to the zoo, Sam and Dean go to the ranch, Sam and Dean go to a hotel. Oh shit, Sam's about to die. And Sam and Dean go to a church. It's like, what? Just, what? Like, and this is sort of the same. Like, it's like, there's, like, threads of it through the season, and then it's like, the 118, rescue some spiders. The 118, go to Boston. Oh, fuck, there's a serial killer paramedic. The 118 are in hospital.
It's just like
that-
one episode.
Yeah, it's just, it's weird.
It's the writer.
Yeah. Just, like, build it up more. Like, I wish we'd had more at Jonah's and, like, more of Hen and Chim trying to escape or something. And instead, it was very quick. And then we just,
Or if
like,
there was, if the investigation was more drawn out and Jonah had time to, like, Amazon Prime all of that medical equipment.
Yeah, and it's literally like, oh, we think that Jonah's doing this stuff. And Bobby's like, oh, that's okay, we'll investigate him. And then Jonah's like, oh, better kidnap Chim. It's like, well, you didn't even, what? Like, can we have a bit of, like, Jonah POV being, like, hearing a phone call and being like, what the fuck? Like, it's...
They didn't have time for that in this episode, apparently.
No, they were too busy talking to cardiologists and
traveling
putting
to...
Bobby's hands in ice water.
Traveling to Texas.
Texas!
Yeah.
Maybe if they'd left that episode, that storyline, that sort of story thread, and put it in another episode, maybe they would have had more time to flesh out and do like a full storyline for Jonah and the investigation, instead of cramming it into like 5 minutes and then having sort of the Return of the King ending with like they just keep doing endings for this episode.
Literally, like, after Bobby and Athena talk about Bobby's bruised knuckles, they go back to the hospital and it's like, oh, for fuck, we've already had this conversation.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, we've literally had this conversation where Hen's like, fuck, we almost died. And then they go back to the hospital later and they're like, fuck, we almost died. It's like, yeah, I get it. You almost died. I watched it. It would have been more impactful if I watched it even further rather than 2 minutes of the episode.
Rather than you talking about how it happened.
Literally, they talk about Chim almost dying more than Chim almost dies. Like...
And like the other part of that scene is that Chim will always have Hen's back. We knew that because he immediately jumped on board with her idea that there was something wrong with Jonah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need him to reinforce the fact that he's always going to have that. Like, he is the Thelma to her Louise.
They have like a little bestie bonding moment at the end there. That is
it's
quite
cute.
sweet.
And
It is cute.
I love the
And-
Hen and Chim bestieism. I don't know, the pacing was weird in this episode.
And I mean, Kenny was cute with his little juice box, or
was.
juice pouch. But yeah, we didn't need all of these hospital scenes after such a dramatic,
Like, and it's, like, I always get confused, because I know, like, I had the memory that there was the whole defib thing, And for some reason, I always get it mixed up with when Bobby and Michael find the guy doing surgery in his apartment.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was
And I
ages
couldn't
ago.
work out why I got those. Yeah, but I binged the whole thing probably in a day. And I couldn't work out why I get those confused. And then when I was watching this, I was like, oh, because this scene's literally less time than that episode goes into it.
Yeah. Well, we missed at the end of the Bobby and Athena scene, we had Bobby saying that he feels responsible because he let that man into my house. And it's poor Bobby. He's feeling a little bit guilty about the whole thing. But, I mean, he wasn't to know that Jonah was a psycho. Even though he had been to a number of different houses in the last few years. It might have been a bit of a red flag, but anyway.
It's all right. Hopefully Bobby will be able to find another firefighter that he knows quite well that can...
Oh, yeah. Who could that be?
It has some paramedic skills, maybe, to
to
help out.
Just fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Wonder who that'll be.
No idea.
All right. Well, that's the end of that one.
Yeah. Like, I don't hate this episode, just the pacing is weird.
Like, if I quite enjoyed the tense parts. I thought I was on the edge of my seat. And it didn't help that my daughter rang me halfway through the most tense part to ask me to come pick her up from school, and I had to stop and go and pick her up from school.
Oh,
and
there you
come
go.
back.
So it lasted like an hour for you. You just
Yeah,
stayed
it
tense,
didn't feel
whereas
so
everyone
short
else,
for
it was
me.
just like, oh, that was 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Good. Like, it's annoying when we know 911 can build tension really well, and then they don't. Like, it's like just a little bit more.
Well, they built the tension pretty well. It's just that it was over very quickly, and then we had all this mopping up at the end that just went on for a long time. So, I don't know.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't not like this episode. It's just, I wish we had more of it.
This episode is one of those ones where you really do have to switch your brain off
and
not think about anything.
Yeah.
Do not question, just passively take in what is being presented to you.
Surface watch only.
And then you'll... Yes, this is the kind of episode where you can be on your phone while you're watching. For the Jonah stuff anyway, I think you need to pay a little bit of attention for the Eddie stuff just because you get backstory shit. But the Jonah stuff, yeah, you can be on your phone. And you look up and like, oh my god, he's about to kill Chim. Okay, and then go back to your phone and just zone out through the last couple of episodes. And you'll come away thinking that this is a great episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not good television. And like Alice said, 911 can do really good television when it wants to.
Yeah, we've
which
seen
makes
them do it.
All the more disappointing.
We don't expect every episode to be, like, perfect cinema, but it's the second last episode of the season. Yes. Is it the last episode? It's the second last episode of the season.
Second, because next week is the last one.
I'm, like, on the thing, like, where's the summary? Yeah, cause it's the second last episode of the season. Like, pull it together, guys.
I think this might be the case of rewatching over and over gives you extra insight into what's happening because, like, I quite enjoyed this episode all the way through.
Oh, I like it. I just wish there was more. It was just like Jonah's like going from like stopping people's hearts to bring them back to be a hero to I'm gonna murder Chimney. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like they even had him mention like I'm God now. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. Did you forget your entire storyline yourself? Like, have you taken
weird.
some of
like,
that propofol? Have you forgotten what's going on?
Like, he was never kidnapping patients. He just I don't know. It was really good, and then it just wasn't. And I was like, what happened here?
And like I said, I could understand the psychology, but then I don't understand the kidnapping and where that goes. And it could just be that I don't understand psychopaths, which is probably a good thing. But I also just feel like it's really bad writing. And just like writing the most dramatic shit possible for the drama's sake. Which makes me sad.
The part that I did feel that the switching back and forward between Texas and LA was weird. But the action part was great. On the surface, so maybe if I watch it again, I'll be like, okay,
Well,
there's
now
so
that
much
we've
about
pointed
this, it
out all
doesn't
the
make
ways
sense.
in which it sucks,
Yeah.
It's
broken
like,
the
it's
glass.
just funny
But the
because,
first
like,
time-
I have, like, my original notes from when I first watched the episode, and I had so many notes for, like, the first half of it, and then just nothing after that. Because, like, yes, like, I was watching it, but, like, I was also just like, oh, that, like, I didn't really have anything to say because it just happened.
The first half was good. It sets up a really interesting storyline, and then it goes for drama's sake, and then just doesn't know what to do with it afterwards.
I do have a note here going 911. Stop putting the Hahn family in danger for a single episode challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, we have had a few in a row.
But as long as if it involves Chim being shirtless, then sure, keep going.
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
Chim being shirtless, yes.
No, him being in danger while shirtless.
As long as he's shirtless.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Yeah, they can keep putting him in danger as long as he's shirtless while they do it. If they're going to keep him fully clothed and put him in danger, then there's no point. Stop putting him in danger. I mean, if you want to have a break, how about putting some shirtless Eddie in danger for a little bit? I'd be totally okay with that.
I like how I just checked the wiki for, like, trivia or anything, because I was like, oh, did something exciting happen? And there's no trivia. No fun facts, nothing. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Okay, tell me what is going on in the finale.
The finale is just another day in the life of the 118. Its members race to rescue a cliffside wellness retreat guru after his followers turn on him, for good reason, mind you. Then they respond to an emergency call at an upscale hair salon. Meanwhile, Maddie contemplates returning to work. Eddie and May make decisions on their future, as do Buck and Taylor, and the 118 gathers for a surprise wedding. But we're not going to tell you who. It's a surprise.
Right.
Any thoughts?
I do like the way the summary's got it. You've got like Eddie and May are talking about their future. You've got Buck and Taylor talking about their future, and then they drop a wedding.
Like, Eddie and May getting together? Like what? What is happening here?
Eddie, that's your boyfriend's sister. Don't do it.
What are you doing, step bro?
No.
Sorry. The triggers for next week are slightly spoilery. The episode is going to include an alcoholic character considering relapsing.
Oh no.
Considering relapsing? Or like...
Sure.
Anyway. Car accident, truck versus car. Discussions of past homophobia. Non-consensual drug use. Maggots. Yay.
Oh no.
Maggots!
Memory loss, pregnant woman and baby at threat, post-traumatic stress disorder depiction, and traumatic brain injury.
Pregnant woman and baby at threat. Also a surprise wedding.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I'm just
like confusing Ellen.
And the title of the episode is Starting Over, which is exactly what you want to do at the end of a season, is start over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm intrigued. Anything could happen. I have no idea what to expect here.
A wedding. At least you know a wedding's going to happen.
Yeah.
You just don't know who's getting married.
Yeah, that'll be a surprise. Just like it says, a surprise wedding.
Do you want to take a guess at whose wedding?
No, because I'm pretty sure the only people I know who are getting married are Chim and Maddie, and I don't think that's yet. I think that's
they're
later.
still broken up, so...
Yeah, so I don't know who else.
I mean, in this episode.
It might be. Anyway, we'll find out. I'm not willing to make a guess because I have no idea.
You're no fun.
If you haven't listened and have any theories.
If you're watching for the first time.
Yes, if you're listening to us and you have never seen 911 before,
we're sorry.
Why are you listening to us?
No, I mean this next episode. There might be someone who's crazy enough to watch along with me.
I just want more of this episode. Like, I'm just still a little bit hungry after finishing it.
Well, I'm guessing you just finished it and went straight on to the next one. So, maybe it's a good penultimate episode for the season.
I mean, I did when I binged it, but I didn't this week, so...
All right, well, please let us know what you thought about this episode. You can get in touch with us in all of the usual ways. We've got our social media. You can leave us a comment on Spotify or on thatweewoo.com on the actual episode post.
If anybody wants any thread to write some fan fiction to fix this episode, I have like a lap full of it, and you're more than welcome to borrow some of it
up and post it to you.
Yes, DM me your address. I will send you some thread so you can write fan fiction and maybe a sticker.
Oh, that sounds.
Please
wonderful.
don't send me your address. Threads or stickers?
Totally both.
I'll send you both. I'll send you both. It's fine.
And also send us any feedback that you'd like to about season 5. We'd love to hear what you think about season 5 in total. Tell us your favourite stuff and the stuff you didn't like. That's fine. You can also tell us about that.
Yes. Join me on my soapbox and tell me what you did and didn't like about season 5.
Is there room for other people on the soapbox?
I can expand it. I'm sure there's
drag over
the
more
ability to
soapboxes.
upgrade it.
Yeah.
Excellent. We can all stand on the soapboxes. All right. Well, thank you for listening this week, and we will talk to you next time about episode 18, the finale, which is called Starting Over. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
911 is a fictional show, but many of the situations portrayed happen in the real world too. If any of the topics we've discussed in this episode have affected you, please know you're not alone. You can call or text numbers in your country for help. Just Google crisis support in your location to find out the number. If you enjoy our podcast, you can help us out by leaving us a review on Spotify or your preferred listening app, and by sharing our social media posts. Find out more at thatweewoo.com.
Oh, we have to write our background firefighter fic next season, Bex.
Oh.
Yes.
Is background firefighter in it more?
Oh, no, not background firefighter, but...
The main story was just so boring that we were focusing more on the background firefighters and their reactions to the thing.
So not specifically background firefighter, but just like the rest of the 118.
The background firefighters, yeah.
Not the background firefighter, just the rest of the 118. So things like, the main 118 get out on a call and then everyone is sort of sitting around drawing straws as to who has to go and drive the truck with them, and they get stuck with them. Or coming back like, oh, you will not fucking believe what happened this week.
That could be our season 6, so like whole thing. Like, you guys just write your fic as we're talking about each episode. This is what happened in the background firefighter fic this week.
Pretty much. Like, we'll just do the podcast episode and we will mention the actual story like it's a background thing, and we'll just be talking about the adventures that the background firefighters are getting on.
Yeah.
While Bobby's calling them the wrong names.
There are some, I'm double checking, but there are some good storylines in season 6. Or at least one good storyline in season 6.
I was going to say, you mean the one good storyline in season 6? Yeah.
I was being generous. Okay, that one sucked.
I'm probably going to watch it and I'll be like, what are you guys talking about? This is great.
That one sucked. That one was
okay, maybe not. I'm going to be hanging out for your installments of this fic now every time you watch an episode. Please do extra homework in between episodes and write the story.